Hello and welcome to the Dead with Dave show, a show that talks about all things Halloween or horror related. And today we're going to start with home haunts. I got a super awesome home haunt to show you today. I actually came across this guy quite a while ago, and I've always wanted to put a segment on about him, but I kind of forgot about it. I put him in the back burner, and as I was searching YouTube, I came across his haunt again, and I'm like, damn, I forgot about him. I need to put him on. He has an awesome haunt. This haunt is from DarkShadowsIL. The video I'm going to show you today is the 2011 Dark Shadows Haunt Outdoor. I don't know why I put two haunts in the name, but that's the name of it. 2011 Dark Shadows Haunt Outdoor. A very awesome video. Check this out. I cut it down. The original video is about 6 minutes long. I cut it down just to save some space. If you want to watch the whole video, definitely go check it out on his channel. I'll leave a link down below. Don't forget to click on it. And here, check this out. This is simply a fantastic home haunt. I love what this guy is doing over there. It's great. His name is Mike, and he's only 23 years old. Yet he's been haunting for over 12 years now. And that is amazing right there. To have the size haunt that he has, with stuffed with as many animations as he does, and filled with so much detail at 23 years old, it's amazing. And not only does he do this display that I showed you, he does a full-blown walkthrough on the side. That's nuts. I'm not going to show you the walkthrough. Go check that on his channel. And while you're there, make sure you click the subscribe button. He only has 43 subscribers. And he has a ton of videos that you have to see. They're very cool videos. They're great videos. The quality of videos are awesome. Definitely check that channel out. It's worth it. Just to go over some of the things that he has told me in an email, he tries to focus on being different. His props are unique. They're not your standard pop-ups or flipper mechanisms. He tweaks them. He makes them his own, and they're all his design and his ideas. His static props are awesome too. I love his corpsing. Very good detail, and it really brings the haunt alive without even motion. He does have the motion, but just the static props, they're detailed so good, they don't need to move. Very cool. He also says he takes a lot of pride in the fact that he tries his best to hide the mechanisms. He tries to make sure you can't see the armatures, you can't see the metal and steel, you can't see the pneumatics. He tries to meld them into the skeletons and his props. Very good idea. I love that. In total, 15 animations. 11 of them are pneumatic. The other ones are motor driven. And I love it. Very, very fluent props. Very good. And he does a great job. Like I said, go check out his channel. Awesome stuff over there, and you can watch his walkthrough. This year, he has a lot of new stuff planned, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing his 2012 videos. I told him that he better enter this haunt into the Dead with Dave award show, because it is definitely worth a look. But being that you are 12 years in, you are a veteran, so you're going to go up against some top dogs. So everybody, look out. 23 years old and kicking ass. On this episode of How to Make Shit, I want to talk about how to control lighting. More specifically, floodlights, fluorescent lights, black lights, the big old fashioned, the big old bulbs that we all use. Just basically for the people that haven't converted to LED lighting yet. I know the big craze now is LED lighting. I personally haven't converted to LED lighting because I don't have the money to buy pre-built LEDs, and I don't have the time to make my own cheaper versions. So I, in my own haunt, use big old floodlights, clamp lights, fluorescent bulbs. It's just a cheaper way for me and more easily for me to put together. But there are ways to make that light look more attractive and to hide the actual fixtures a little bit better, because we all know these big old floods and clamp lights are huge and they're hard to hide. But I do have ways that make it a lot easier, and they're cheap, very cheap ways. Now, for all of my secrets on how to control my light, I use this. It's a roll of house flashing. It comes in many different sizes, many different lengths. This is the 10-inch version by 10 feet long. Came out to $9 and something cents. So it's like $1 a foot only. They come in many different colors. They come brown, white, and silver. This is actually a two-tone one. It says brown on one side, white on the other. And it's just aluminum flashing. Very lightweight, very easy to cut. I use this for all of my lighting. I'm going to show you how. We all know these are clamp lights. They come in different diameters. This is the little 6-inch diameter one. Very small clamp light. I painted this one black. Normally they're silver. I use these a lot inside my garage scene for accent lighting. Now, problem with these type of bulbs, they're very bright. And even if you go down to a very low wattage, sometimes that's too dim and it's spread out to too wide of a pattern. But if you take this flashing and cut it out into a circle. I have one cut out here to a circle like this. It's just a simple circle cut out, 2 holes drilled in the sides, split in the middle to cut the center circle, and you can adjust the center circle to the desired spread of your light pattern. You take this, you wire tie it onto the front like so. I got some wire ties here actually. Just take some wire ties, wire tie through. There. There. Like so. You have a more controlled lighting effect. It's not going to spread out so wide, it's going to dim a little bit, and you can adjust the diameter of this hole to however spread you want. These are great for indoors. Of course, you don't want to keep them outdoors, but great way to control your light on the inside. Now for the big floodlights. Big floodlights, if you're trying to, say, highlight a tombstone like this one, or a prop, or a section of your house, or something, you just want to highlight that and that only, these floodlights are a pain in the ass to use because they spread out so wide and they're so bright. It's so hard to get color bulbs that are less than like 85 watts, 65 watts. There's nothing really less than that, so they're really bright. But with the same flashing material, I cut out this simple shape. It's just the flat flashing, cut long, fold it so you can wrap around your light. So it's like that. Now, the stake is staked into the ground, of course. But this actually disguises the housing a little bit. And if you slide this forward or back on the light, it narrows the beam so that it doesn't spread out so far. Plus, you won't be able to see the light from the back end. It blocks that whole back section. A lot of people use other props to hide their floodlights. They'll use skeletons, skulls, they'll use tombstones. But that just brings attention to your light because it gives them something to look at. If you're stacking, bones around it or hay or something, you're drawing your eye to that light. And it's like, wow, what's that? And you're gonna see the light fixture. This, on the other hand, is just a hunk of metal. It's brown. You can actually paint it to match any foundation that it's on. And it's not going to draw your eye because there's really nothing to look at. If you ever go to Universal Studios, you go to Disney World, you go to Great Adventures, something like that, and you see their lighting, they're not hiding their lights. They leave it out in the open, but it's just a simple black fixture. And it's nothing to look at, so you don't even pay attention to where the light's coming from because it's nothing to look at. So this is the exact same principle. You're blocking the light from the back. You're controlling it to the front so that you don't have so much light spreading out over the whole area. You can just focus on one, like a tombstone prop, whatever, just by sliding this back and forth. And it's just a simple, cheap way. Like I said, it's $1 a foot this. So this right here cost me like $1.25. And it's a simple way. And what's great about this is metal. You don't gotta worry about it catching on fire. It can handle the heat from the bulb. And it actually helps make the bulb more waterproof because it gives it a little bit of block. Now, one last thing I want to show you is fluorescent tubes and blacklight tubes. Fluorescent tube and blacklight tubes. A lot of people have these. I use these in my tent scene, not this year, but I used last year. And I wanted to have the blacklight wash down the wall without seeing the tube. And how do you do that? If you put that on your wall, like so, you're only going to see the blacklight tube. Cheap way to hide it. I love having all this shit cut out already. Is something like this. It's all bent up. I folded it, bent it, crinkled it to make it look all worn like a light fixture. I sprayed a little gray paint on it to make it look even more old and ratty because it is going in my garage scene. So you mount this on the wall like so, and the fixture underneath, and you have yourself a light housing. So you don't see the bulb, but everything underneath gets washed with black light. I also do that with fluorescent tubes. It's a great way to hide your lights. Again, this cost about $2. It's only about 2 foot long, so it costs about $2. I mean, how do you beat that? It's a great, easy way. Plus, with the white underside, it helps reflect more of that light down and not around it, just down. So all that light that normally gets washed up into areas you don't want is now getting reflected back down into the area that you want the light to be seen. Very awesome way. There is so many other ways to use this flashing that I've done just for covering. What I like most about it is that it is heat proof, so you can really wrap it around bulbs and get it up close without setting anything on fire. So I hope that just gives you a couple ideas. That's the whole point of this segment. It's a quick one. And tell me what you think. Leave it in the comments down below. And I hope it helps you in your lighting adventures. And here we are again with another vlog about Pandemic Cemetery, my home haunt. This time I have a crap ton more to show you because I actually did some work. It's awesome. Right in front is my electro bed. This guy looks like he's getting electrocuted from the fuse panel off to the left. He shakes, he screams, lights flash. He's pretty serious and he's extremely loud, especially with that fuse panel going off and the amount of screaming and shaking that the bed does. It's immense and it definitely pisses off the neighbors. This is my new prop for 2012. This is my scissor hinge prop. I've always wanted to build a scissor hinge mechanism and I finally did. I kind of went overboard with the engineering on this one. It's all made out of solid aluminum. It weighs about 125 pounds, the entire mechanism. And it needs a lot of support. And I'm not really sure how it's going to hold up. I kind of think that it's going to rip itself out of the wall. But we'll see. I'll work with it as it goes. It should be pretty cool. We'll find out. And of course, the pipes, we've all seen those last time. Those are the same. And my witch, I haven't brought her out in 3 years. Last time I've seen her was during one of my Halloween parties. She's been in storage for quite some time. She looks very short right now. She's only about 5 feet. But she stands up to over 8 feet tall. The top of her hat will actually push the top of the tent up. That's how tall she gets. She grows. And she runs all pneumatics. And she shoots up very slowly, nice and slow. And rises to about over 8 feet tall. Inside the bubbling cauldron is a head. And that head also shoots up at the end of the little show that she does. He pops his head out and screams and everything. A little light comes on. And there's a smoke machine in there that blows smoke out. And of course she does stir the cauldron, if I didn't say that already. And here is the gas chamber. Of course, gas chamber is not out. It's just the frame. But I needed to show that's where it's going to be. And Fat Guy Puker's out. And he's just hanging out. He's not hooked up either. And I got to kind of fix his chin. It's kind of sagging there. But he's ready to go soon. And of course, I have my autopsy table. He's all ready to go. No air, so I can't show you. But he's set up. He sits straight up, screams real loud. I'm thinking of putting some hoses on him this year. Maybe look like he was more experimented on than what he is. Maybe stick some hoses out from his chest. I don't know. We'll see how it looks. We'll see if I have time to do it. He's a lot of fun, though. I like him. And, of course, the Halloween controller is out and already starting to get wired. My laptop's there, ready to start programming things. Everything that I plug in gets written down on that little piece of paper. And I have, every year I've ever had this controller still written down on other papers. So it's kind of cool to look back and see what I had hooked up. And I'll show you a real quick look at the back. This is only 3 props wired in right now. I have so much more to wire. This is only 3 props. It's already looking like a freaking bird's nest. So that's coming along. And what else can I show you? This is basically it right now. I had off from work for a week, so I really got out a lot done. And I'm thinking it looks pretty neat. I'm hoping to have this completely finished within another week or so. so that I can really start focusing on the outside. But this is the view from the front. This is basically what people are going to see. Of course, it's daytime out. You won't see the roof. I cover that all up. But this is basically what they're going to see. Mainly all the props are out except for, of course, the insides of the gas chamber. But I think this should scare the kiddies really nice this year. Next time, I shall show you a lot more. Before I end the show, I want to tell you all about some good news. I was contacted by TLC's casting producers for their show 4 Houses. They are doing a special Halloween edition here in the tri-state area for a episode of 4 Houses. If you haven't seen 4 Houses, it's a show based on 4 homes with 4 homeowners, and they critique each other's homes. And to make a long story short, whoever has the best home can win $10,000. So they are supposedly doing a Halloween edition of this show, and they might be doing it along the lines of a home haunt edition, which would be very cool. Now, the casting producers of that show have contacted me. I had no idea about this. He emailed me and said that he found my website and my YouTube videos and was very impressed and would like for me to apply. Apply, not be on, apply. I just want to make that very clear. I'm not on the show as of right now. I'm just applied to the show. So I did the application. I sent the pictures, photographs, videos of my home haunt, and I signed the release forms, you know. And I also did a 1-hour Skype interview with the casting producer, which I hope went well. It seemed to have went well. I am not going to know for probably another week or 2. So I am super hopeful that I get on the show. I will tell you all as soon as it happens, and on the next Day with Dave show, I will tell you more information. And on that note, I think it's time to end the show. This time, I'm going to close the show a little bit different than I usually do. I'm just going to show you some pictures from Six Flags Great Adventure here in New Jersey. This is the time of year they do Fright Fest. They did an awesome job. I took a lot of pictures. So here's just a few of them just to close out the show and give you a little eye candy to look at. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button. Makes you feel warm and cozy inside. And this has been Dead with Dave. Good night.
Close the mind down, stitch a seam across the eye. If you can be good, you live forever. If you're bad, you'll die when you die. Hearing only one true note on the one and only sound. Unzip my body, take my heart out, 'cause I need a beat to give this count. Sway to music, oh the lightning black. I would give it all and all. Maybe you would let me ask or have a chance. Hearing only one good note, plant it firmly in the ground. Undo my heart, unzip my body, yeah. Then to my ear, clearing a deafening sound. And if I need a rhythm, it'll be to my heart. And if I need a rhythm, I'm gonna beat to my heart and listen. If it don't put me too far wrong. Everybody smile at me, nobody pay no mind to me. Finger in position all this week. A little flash photography, taking a picture of you. Taking a picture of me. Taking a picture.